everybody. This is Pastor Jesse here. Hey, I have a good friend of mine, Mark McKee. He's here. We're doing an interview. Are starting this new thing. Sorry, I'm in my bedroom. My internet's going out. The weather's going crazy, so I'm not in my office. I'm in my bedroom. So if you see the candle on the TV, yeah, this is my bedroom. But we're here with Mark, and this new podcast and this new FaceTime thing is really going to be inspiring for people. I think now in time that everything's going on in our community and our nation, we just hear a lot of negative stuff, don't we? So I wanted to do. Been thinking about doing this a long time ago, and now is the time that we're doing it. And it's called Hope Stories, and real people, real stories, and real hope. And we just wanted to interview people that I know, good friends of mine, that have gone through the fire of life, and they have overcome it. So just want to share these stories with you, and hope that it inspire you, that you may share with your friends, for your loved ones that have gone through life challenges. And today, this story from Mark is going to touch your life. And if please like, share, comment if you like, and let us know what you think. As soon as we go further on this, our video and our technology is gonna be better. And I'm sorry about doing this here in my bedroom. But let me introduce you to Mark. Okay. Hey, Mark, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, Jesse?
I'm doing great, man. Hey, man, I
Good.
just want to say thank you for allowing me to record you and interview you. And oftentimes it's scary to talk about life and past, but I really believe vulnerability is a strength. Vulnerability is inspiring. And I believe that your story will inspire a lot of people out there today. So I thank you for being vulnerable, and thanking you for allowing us to interview and dissect you a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So hey, so let's go ahead and start out. Tell us a little bit about your life and your past, and those things that sometimes we're too scared to talk about.
Oh, I'm a father of 3 great kids. I'm a son, brother, an uncle. Battled with drug addictions for the past 15 years of my life, in and out of jails, prison, and I seem to have lost it all at one time. I'd hit rock bottom, and I remember just screaming out to Jesus, just something help me. I had to find that I gave up my own will. I couldn't do it anymore. I was done. Was done. And that's when God spoke to me. God grabbed me by his grace. He saved me. And if he can save me, he can save you. His grace. And yeah.
Hey, Mark, so let us know what made you start using drugs.
Well, I went through a divorce after 13 years, and just life just took the turn, and the wrong people, wrong crowds, and it slowly just went away. House went away, kids went away, and pretty soon, I'm running around stealing and robbing and dealing drugs and using drugs, and pretty much it became my whole life. It was very dependent.
Yeah. When did you say enough's enough? When did you hit your rock bottom?
I hit my rock bottom when I was taken away from my family, my children, my kids. I couldn't do it anymore. It's just that day-to-day vicious cycle of feeling so deep down that I could never get out. That I wasn't of value anymore. That it was nothing to nobody. It meant nothing. It just really, my life meant nothing to me at that time. I just had to scream out for help and ask God to save me.
Yeah. Oftentimes, that's what often, when we begin to do things that we're not supposed to, and we feel ashamed, we kind of hide. I know a lot of friends, I've been through drug addiction myself, and I ran away from loved ones. And I didn't, sometimes we just want to cover ourselves and put us under the sheet and nobody watch me, because I'm about to do things that I'm not proud of, and do things that make me look terrible, feel terrible. So So the last straw you said that you just, what was the last straw you say, hey man, I need God. I need this.
It was probably sitting in the courtroom on sentencing before going to prison. And as I'm called up to the bench, I hear my mom. She's hard of hearing, and my mother, my father, and my son are the only ones in the courtroom. And she says, "Markham, we sure do love you." You know, it broke me. It broke me. The day before that, my daughter's beating on my chest, 17 years old, screaming, "Dad, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do?" I don't know what to do. I couldn't help her. I couldn't help my son. I couldn't help myself. It was rock bottom. And it was that very point where the morning of sentencing, I got the highest hit of dope and was ready to go to court and did it. It never fazed me. It didn't touch me. The most dope I'd ever done in one shot, and it never touched me. I went through court, woke up in Shelton prison, and I asked God to save me. Save my. I had to get out of this. There was no way I could do it myself. I just surrendered and had to give up. Surrender my life to God and His will. I couldn't do it on my own will. No more. I couldn't do it. Yeah.
And what do you say to those guys that they say, man, you know what? I can do this on my own. I don't need any program. I don't need anybody. I'm going to do it by myself. What do you say to those guys that believe they can do it by themselves?
I've tried it. I tried the IOP, OP, therapeutic community, the 12-step AA, NA, and it was just, I guess I wasn't ready. I mean, it was missing one thing. I'm missing Jesus. I'm missing grace. Jesus is grace, mercy upon my life. His grace saved me through faith, and with that becomes he showed me that I'm loved. He showed me that I'm chosen. He shows me that I'm forgiven. Without that, I couldn't go on. Those are key essentials to everyday life, to growing and becoming a better person daily.
So what do you say to those people that say, man, I'm not worth being forgiven. I've done too many things. I've done so much dope. I've hurt so many people. I burnt all the bridges that you can think of. I'm not worth love or worth forgiveness. What do you say to those people?
I would say just, man, God's seeking to love you. He wants to love you. Until you're loved, you don't know how to love. You can't truly love until you're loved. And man, there's just, it's God's love is great. I mean, God's grace is awesome. It's no words to say it, that without it, I don't know where I'd be.
Yeah. And oftentimes, we've done a lot of stuff in our lives that we're not proud of. And the lie is that you are worthless. I remember hearing a preacher speak, and he crumbled up $100 bill, threw it on the floor, stomped on it, cleaned his nose with it. And he asked somebody in the audience or in the congregation, he said, hey, who wants this $100 bill? And, the people ran up there. I want the $100 bill. He goes, even though I stomped on it, even though I crumbled it, even though I blew my nose in it, you still want this $100 bill? Heck yeah. And we have to understand, and those out there in the community, we have to understand, no matter what you've gone through life, no matter what you put inside you, no matter what you've done to others, no matter what the pain that you caused others, you are still valuable.
You are valuable. You are loved. You're more.
Exactly. Amen. And oftentimes we feel like we're not. And so we continue the cycle. We continue the cycle of drug abuse. We continue the cycle of violence. We continue the cycle of really mistreating ourselves and our bodies because we feel insignificant and worthless. But I believe that they're still valuable no matter what. It really is how you believe, how you see yourself. And I believe everybody is valuable. And Mark, man, what do you say to parents and loved ones that have a loved one that has gone through or is going through this addiction and in and out of jails and in and out of prison, and seems like everything that they do and everything they try to do is not working for their loved one? What kind of advice would you give a family member, a mom or dad, a spouse, a son or a daughter, that grandmother or grandfather? What kind of advice would you give them to say, hey, this is what I needed in my life, this is what helped me? What kind of advice would you say to tell him?
That's a tough one. Boy, that's tough. But I guess it would be, you can't save them. Only Jesus can save them. But all you can do is love them. You know, show them love. Be there for them, and not so much to enable them, but to love them, and keep praying for them. Pray hard, you know, and seek out to others to speak to and talk to, and have support, and just keep praying. I mean,
Yeah.
He hears you. He does. He hears every prayer.
Yeah. I mean, we see the story of the prodigal son in the Bible, where his youngest son wanted everything that he deserved him. And that story itself, if you haven't read the Bible, it's something. Look under the prodigal son and look for that story. And I know where it's at, but I want you to search the Bible, because oftentimes good things and treasures are not given to, they're searched for. So look for the prodigal son story, and we see this really great, valuable story of the son that wanted his inheritance and took everything. But through all the things that his son went through, the father seen his son go through, what didn't see, we heard probably, the father never went out to look for him. He allowed the son go through those trials and challenges. And not once he sent out a search party to get his son or rescue his son. He waited for his son to come to his senses and say, I need to go back to my father's house. And oftentimes as parents have loved ones, man, it's so hard for us to see our loved ones go through hell, right? But in essence, like you said before, Mark, you said, man, don't enable them. And oftentimes our lives, we try to help them, and that's good, help them, but be there, but not enable them. And that's a thin line, isn't it, Mark? A really thin line,
It is,
enabling and loving.
Yeah, it's hard. That's a hard one.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but it doesn't mean that even you see your son or daughter or loved one go through hell, does not mean that they're not reachable. Doesn't mean that they're not valuable. Doesn't mean that they're gone and lost. It just means it can take some time to come back. And there's one thing that you have to understand is have faith, right? Have faith and believe that, hey,
faith.
Yeah, you're going to come back. They're going to come back. And believe. You got to believe.
Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope, man. You can't.
No.
So, Mark, is there anything else you like to talk about? Is there anything else that you want to tell whoever's watching this video? Anything that you want to encourage them with? Anything that you want to share with? Well, shoot, we missed a whole important part. How's your life now? And what's going on in your life?
It's great, man. It's I couldn't ask any better. Too blessed beyond measure. It's a life of grace I don't deserve, by God. God's great. God is good, and life is awesome.
That's awesome, man. Man, I'm so proud of you, bro.
Yeah.
And how long have you been out?
I've been out of prison for about a year now.
Yeah.
Been clean for 2 years. It's the most clean time I've had in 15 years. And my mom often refers to me as her prodigal son. And I can totally, I get so emotional. I can feel that just running into the Father's arms. Just He's seeking to love us. Each one of us, we're of value. You've never done something so wrong that you can't be forgiven.
Right.
We need to feel loved, and
That's absolutely correct, man.
He's really
Hey,
loves.
hey, Mark, man, I appreciate you, brother. I'm so proud of you, man. And I know that your story hasn't ended yet, and you're gonna do some awesome things. This guy has given his time and his investment to go feed the homeless. We've gone together a couple of times, and he's gone to some joined some other forces out there to feed the homeless and care about people and love on people. And man, you have a big heart, bro, and God's gonna totally bless you, man. And thank you again for your vulnerability and sharing your story. Thank you for being here tonight with me, man, and I appreciate you, brother. And for those out there that are going through things, there's our resources available for you. There's churches out there available for you. There are people out here available for you. If you need somebody to talk to and somebody to pray for, I'm gonna leave a email in the bottom that you can just email us. And if you want to get a hold of Mark, I'm not gonna give Mark's personal information, but the email you can actually do info@tricitydreamcenter.org, and any message that you want to relate to Mark, I'll definitely give it to him. Um, so everything's down the bottom of this video. There is hope. Don't give up. Your life is valuable. If you're going through this, your life is valuable. You're important, and we see you out there, and we love you. God loves you. Mark loves you. I love you, and we just want to
Love you
share this
all.
love
God
with you.
bless.
Yeah, God bless you guys.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
if you want to reach out, want to share a message, send this quick interview with your loved ones that may not think that life is going to be changed or there's no hope. Look at Mark's story. Mark has gone through a lot, and he's here living well, living good life, and giving back to the community. So again, Mark, God bless you, brother. Have a great, wonderful night.